Hey guys, welcome once again. This is Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. There's no intros, there's no music. We're just going to get into the chase tonight as Tennessee's season did come to a conclusion this afternoon. Thank you guys who tuned in with me for 2 hours this afternoon as we basically had a group therapy session. We vented, we complained, we got salty and all that stuff. But I just want to record a quick video to simply say thank you, Rick Barnes. Thank you, Justin Gainey. Thank you, Rod Clark. Thank you, Greg Polinsky. Thank you, Santiago Vescovi. Thank you, Dalton Connect. Thank you, Josiah Jordan James, Zakai Ziegler, Jonas Adu, Toby Awaka, Jordan Gainey, JP Estrella. You know, the list can go on. Freddie DeLeon, Cameron Carr, Jemai Mashak. How can I forget that guy? Cade Phillips, the whole team. Just want to say thank you to this coaching staff, this team, for such a fun year. For me, just starting this channel on January 1st, 2024 at 12:01 a.m., one of the things I wanted to do was bring more in-depth basketball coverage. There's not a lot of it out there. Of course, I want to do baseball. I want to do football as well. Definitely baseball, football. I mean, I'm crazy not to. But in that point in time, Tennessee was in the midst of their season, coming out of break. You know, we didn't know where this team was going to go. They'd had some good games, some rough games. Maui against freaking Purdue. You know, Kansas, North Carolina had that 3-game stretch. But then they come out of break, and we saw that potential. We started seeing the Dalton Connect show this year. We started seeing all of it. And it made me, as having a new channel, it just made it a lot more fun. It made it a lot more fun to talk about, to analyze, to break it down, to continue when I started coming with the post-game shows. It was a little bit before I started that, kind of wanted to build a base with it. But this team allowed for, you know, a guy like me to come in and just talk about Tennessee basketball, to bring Tennessee basketball coverage. I said it today on the post-game. If this team goes 0 for next year, I'm still going to be here covering it. All right? Every night, every day, breaking it down, analyze it, talking about it, what we think about it. Just having fun with it. Mainly. Not gonna lie, today was tough. It was tough to swallow. Coming live right after that game was tough. It was tough to do. I'm not fully calmed down from it yet, but I'm probably a little more level-headed. But, you know, with this team, you know, that's beside the point. It's just a simple, this team gave this fan base, the basketball fans, a lot of fun. It was so many cool moments this year. Regular season SEC championship. You know, you beat Bama twice, who's going to the Final Four. Bama's got the last say-so on it. Congrats to them for the run they're making. You know, got to win in Rupp Arena. It's always special to win in Rupp Arena. There'll never be a day it's not special to win in Rupp Arena. You know, they went on the road multiple times and won games. And then they had this run now over St. Peter's, over Texas, beat Creighton, which was a really good team on Friday night. Come up short today against Purdue. I'm not going down that road. I'm still not there from the post game. I went down that road. Got pretty animated, pretty passionate about it. My feelings haven't changed even with somewhat of a cool down. But thank you to this team, this staff for, and Rick Barnes. I don't think Rick Barnes is getting enough credit for what he's done this year. I've seen him, you know, last couple of years we've had, I think there's questions been asked. Is it starting to become time? No, Rick Barnes is still good, man. He's still good. He had a great year. This was not Tennessee's best season in terms of wins. Back in Pearl's, I think it was 2009, 2010, they went 31-5. I'm pretty sure that's the year they got put out in the Sweet 16 by Louisville, if I'm not mistaken. It was a really good year for them. But in terms of depth, where this team went, 27-9 on the season. Now, this team 2 years ago was 27-8, but they went out in the second round. But just this year is one of the most fun years, probably since the last Elite Eight, to be honest with you, because you know, Pearl's era kind of went downhill a little bit after that. Then you had other eras. But anyhow, the Grant Schofield era was fun, especially the year that we lost to Purdue. But, you know, thank you to Rick Barnes for evolving. For, you know, your defense is your defense. You're going to play your game. I don't blame you. You've got your philosophy. on it. But you also saw that for this team to advance, they needed a little more offense. And, your staff, Rod Clark and these guys, Justin Gainey, Greg Polinsky, you all identified the talent to come in and take you to that Elite Eight. I'm excited to see where you go next with it. Is obviously you'll be going to the portal again. But thank you to you guys. I'm going to start with Santiago Vescovi and Josiah Jordan-James. They've been there 5 years now. And I think back to in 2020, right before COVID hit, I went up to Columbia, watched him play South Carolina. They lost that game, and James missed a jumper, a baseline jumper off of a free throw miss that would have won that game. Both guys freshmen. Vescovi hadn't been on, I don't think he'd been with the team but like 2 weeks. Lamonte Turner, Jordan Bowden went out with injuries on that, and Vescovi was pressed in to become the point guard on that team. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't ready at that point, but I think a lot of times Santiago Vescovi's been asked to do a lot of things in this program. Maybe he doesn't get the credit he deserves with it. And it really sucks how he went out this week, getting sick in the Sweet 16, wasn't at full strength today. He did what he could when he was in there. But, thank you, Santiago Vescovi. As, according to some reports I've seen that family issues, I hope for the best for you and your family. I hope for the best for you in your next career, whether you go pro, you play overseas, or whether it's, with your degree you've earned. But thank you to him for the sacrifices you made. Sacrifice he made this year, as he's been a go-to guy for this team. He took a step back this year, became more of an X factor than a go-to guy. I don't think we realize how much sacrifice that takes. Josiah Jordan-James, thank you. Been here for 5 years. We thought, after last season, that was it. You were willing to come back this year as a walk-on. Now, would it have been paid? It doesn't matter on that. You were willing to come back as a walk-on. It worked out where you got your scholarship you deserve with Chris Ledlum leaving. In the biggest games down the stretch, in some of the biggest games of this season, you played your best ball this year. Throughout this time with the program, there's never been a doubt with these two guys. They've set a precedent. They've displayed leadership. Has it always been perfect? No, it hasn't. We've expected a lot out of these guys, and sometimes it's, maybe not been enough. But when it's all said and done, I'm proud that these guys were Tennessee Volunteers this time. Thank you, Josiah Jordan-James. Best of luck to you in your next career, whether you play pro, whether you choose to go with the degree. All these guys are going to have successful lives ahead of them. I'm excited about that for them. Thank you, Dalton Connect. You're ready to go pro next year or last year. You went to the NBA. You got your feedback. You were told to come work defensively. You chose to come work for the best defensive, arguably the best defensive coach in the country, Rick Barnes. Not only did you come in and get better defensively, I would have ventured to say you got better offensively as well. You learned things from Barnes, good tips. You earned that trust. You're going to play. You played yourself into a lottery pick this year. That's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting for Tennessee fans to watch a Tennessee guy go in the lottery. Hopefully we'll see him do good things in the NBA. But thank you for coming and helping take this program to the next level with it. It was a fun year. It was fun to watch Dalton Connect this year. It was fun to watch this team, especially when they were rolling. I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to the rest of these guys. Ziegler, Adu. I was hard on Adu today, but you know what? This team was not been where they were without Adu. I don't know what happened the last few weeks, but my hope is that he's taking this harder than anybody in terms of him. I'm not saying – I hope all the guys – if you're a guy coming back, you should be taking it hard. But, again, too, it's life. It's a game. In the grand scheme of things, you went out there and gave it your best. You go with that. But, thank you to all these guys. Meshack, Gainey, Estrella, DeLeon, Carr, Phillips, Awaka. It's hard for me to rattle them all off. These guys, man, they battled hard. They battled till the final whistle today. What more can you ask out of these guys? It's a team to be proud of. Best team, arguably, in Tennessee basketball history in terms of how far they went. They've left a legacy. It's up to the next brand to take it to that next level. I'm curious to see how Coach Barnes and company will go. I'm not ending with any outros, no sayings. I'll just simply end with turning the lights off here. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the fun times. Thank you for allowing a guy like me to just come in freely, cover you this year, and have such a good time doing it. Thank you, Coach Barnes. Thank you, seniors. Thank you, team. I'm signing off. Till the next time. My name's Frank Rock, House of Orange. Thank you and good night.